So one of the things that I notice particularly when you're playing a game, particularly a story-driven game, or you're watching a film or a TV show, um, the music kind of melts into the background, if you know what I mean. You're aware it's there, you're getting the emotion from it, it's adding to the scene, but you're not conscious of it, if that makes sense. It's kind of it's melted into the environment that you've lost yourself in. But when you're listening to the radio and you've got the sound effects, you've got people talking, and you've got these things to give you clues about what's going on in the scene. Sometimes it can be a little bit distracting to have music throughout the whole of it. And I have listened to a lot of radio plays that use less music. They'll use music to signify locations, if that makes sense. So you might have a jukebox playing if they've got a scene in a bar, or a radio playing, or something in certain scenes, and you can tell that that's what it is because of the way that the sound is. Um, and so it's used in that kind of way to signify location and things. And then you might have moments where it's used with an emotive purpose. But I think that it can be very easy to be a bit too heavy handed with it, if you know what I mean. Composing for any kind of sort of narrative with so it's you have sort of a similar process with film or video game or radio, where you've got to know how to balance the music with the dialogue. You've got to know what moments need the music and what moments don't. The difference is with something like a film or a video game, you've got visual input as well. So you can have more consistent music throughout the whole thing, and it's not going to sort of overpower it necessarily. There are moments of quiet and silence in a lot of things, but it's you're more likely to have a consistent soundtrack the whole way through. And with a radio play, because everything's described and everything's about the sort of listening to the experience, you have to be really careful that you're not putting too many layers in there for the listener. So it's not going to completely overpower and actually take away from the scene. So it has to be more subtle than it would be with a with something with visual input, basically.